As many of you saw, the Diocese of Tulsa in eastern Oklahoma put out guidelines for resuming the public celebration of Mass. We will begin next Monday, May 18th, with a week of daily Masses in order to prepare best for the following weekend of the 23rd and the 24th. However, it must be noted that the dispensation for the Sunday obligation will remain, so you do not have to come to Mass. It is only for those who want to come. We will continue to live stream the Mass for those who choose not to come or cannot come. And more information will be coming out from Father O'Brien and the leadership team here at St. Francis Xavier. But any questions you may have can be sent our way. I was reading the writings of St. Albert the Great in his description of the Father's house, which St. John speaks about in today's Gospel. As St. Albert described the different rooms in the house of God, he mentions there is only one room in God's house. We don't have to wait for heaven to visit. We can actually visit that room here on earth. The room? It's here, in the church, around the altar. And at this table, the altar where the Lord feeds us, nourishes us on earth. St. Albert the Great calls it God's dining room. That's what came to St. Albert's mind when he thought of the church as God's dining room. When we think of the church, what comes to our mind? Maybe we think of the Pope, bishops, priests, deacons, sisters, or even the church building. But we should think of us, to be sure in union with the Pope, but we should think of us as we are the church. All Easter we have heard how the first Christians in the Acts of the Apostles saw themselves as church. Their lives were always focused on others. For them, the church, God's dining room, was not just a place to come and get something and then go back into the real world. Many of us have been getting used to takeout services during the quarantine, but we must never look at the church simply as a takeout service. As church, we can never think of ourselves as a consumer, where church is a place I go to get something and then leave, and if possible, leave as quickly as I can. The church, the parish, the diocese really, can't be seen primarily as a place that provides services for us. Because the church, this place, is first where a group of people who know they are disciples gather so they can go out and do something. The first Christians who came to God's dining room knew this place was never a place to come and get something, and that's it. They saw the church as a place to come and get something to give to others. That's what the church is to be for us. We are never just consumers, where I see my church, my diocese, my parish as a place I go and I can get something for me. While many of us have been forced to engage the church in new ways in recent weeks, the church has turned not so much into a place I go, but a thing that is streamed into my house. But it must always be, first and foremost, a place where I go to pick something up, to carry into the world in which I live. As we celebrate Mother's Day this weekend, may the women in our lives who are mother to us guide us to what we are called to do. As they gave to us, may we take what we received here in the Lord's dining room so we can bring it to others. Our work as church is out there as it is in here.